You are on mute.
Hello, everyone. So, thank you for joining. Avantika is here, the lead of GDSC Lakshmi Narayan College of Technology, and I am Sharanya Srivastava, the lead of GDSC Kalindi. And we have Siddhi Gupta with us. Siddhi Gupta is the open source team member of GDSC Kalindi, and she is also currently running a program called 100 Days of GitHub. So, Siddhi, would you like to say something?
Hi everyone, I'm Siddhi Gupta. I'm also part of the open source team of GDSC Kalindi College. And like Sharanya said, I'm also heading this challenge called 100 Days of GitHub, which is all about getting your GitHub journey started. So, yes, I'm excited to be here.
Great, that's awesome. And what about you, Avantika? Would you like to say something?
Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Avantika Nigam and I am the GDS lead for LNCT. I am really very excited with Charanya and all our members to host this show. And yeah, I'm looking forward to learning more of open source and what's into it.
Awesome, awesome. So let's see who all are there. So, guys, why not all of you drop down the names of your colleges? Who's from where?
Let's just give them a quick shout out if possible. So,
Yeah.
hi Ayush, hi Atul, hi Shaurya, hi Madan, hi Shok, hi Learning Bhumi, hi Raveen, hi Shaurya again, hi Vasant, hi Atul, hi Atul. Vasant, quiz will be held soon. Let's stay tuned. That's the surprise.
Yeah. Before the quiz, Mukul will be joining us very soon. And he is going to talk about GSOC and Hacktober. So, after that, we'll be doing the quiz.
Yeah,
Hey,
right.
hey, Jessica.
Hi Nupama, hi Vasant, hi Mohit, hi Kareem, hi Aditi, hi Shub, okay, hi Lakshmi, hi Shaurya. Oh, people from your college and my college have joined me. That's great. Hi, hello everyone. A few more chats. Hi everyone. Also do let me know like from where you are joining from. Like I am sitting in Bhopal, so like from where you guys are joining from.
Hi, Mukul. So, guys, Mukul is here.
Hello everyone. Am I audible completely?
Yeah, Mukul, you're audible.
Okay, great. I think we can start right now, right?
Yeah, sure, Mukul.
Cool. I'm going to share my screen and then we'll start with the basic introduction of mine. The flow will be just give me a second. I'm sharing my screen. I think I'm able to share it.
Yes, Mukul, it's visible.
Cool. So I don't see what's going on right now. So feel free to interrupt me whenever something went wrong from my side. And so before we start, first I would like to thank all the DSCs who invited me over here. It's been a long time it's been a long time like since I'm contributing to open source, but I like after joining Amazon, it's been uh, a good break for me as well. So, hello everyone. I'm going to start with a basic introduction of mine, which is I am Mukul Kumar. I'm currently working as a software engineer at Amazon, and I have completed Google Summer of Code as a student developer, and I have mentored for it as well, officially and unofficially both. And I was like like I was the one who started DSC in my college, which is MSIT, comes under IP University. And like I'm into like both kind of stuff. I'm into development and I'm into like some coding and problem solving kind of things as well. So you can consider, you can ask questions based on both kind of things. So this was like the very basic scratching introduction from my side, because I just doesn't want to make it as an interview. So like let's start with the stuff which we are going to discuss, right? So as like I think you all know like what we are going to discuss about, and I'm pretty sure there are going to a lot of people who already know about a lot of things in open source, who are already contributing to open source, and there are going to be people who are just willing to start, or just don't even know about open source. I've got your back, no issues. So today we will be talking about, like I'm gonna scratching the surface from the very upward side, so that we will be getting to know about multiple things, and you'll get to choose from where you have to start. Like I'm not gonna force to like do open source, do coding, or just jump into technical stuff. Look at things how they are looking from a different perspective, how I started with stuff, and then decide what you're gonna do with open source or coding or technical stuff, and let's see how it goes. So we're going to start with what open source exactly is, how it like why do I even care about open source, because like it's not a very famous thing if you look at. And I now, like why should we contribute to open source, what are its prerequisites, what is Hacktoberfest. Like it is quite a famous thing in like October month. I've been participating in Hacktober since my second year of college. It's been like 2-3 years now. And like how to get a t-shirt from Hacktoberfest, like this is the main motivation from which I started contributing into open source, like getting a free t-shirt. I didn't even believe that I'll be getting a t-shirt. And like after completing Hacktoberfest, like on the month of January or February, I received an parcel from Germany, I believe. And that was the first package which brings happiness to me. Like it was a prize for me, like, and I didn't even did something big at that time. So it's just a reward for doing or initiating with the open source. I think there are going to be a lot of people who haven't started this. So yeah, I think Hacktoberfest is going to be the main uh, USP of this event. Now, talking about important open source program, there are going to be a lot of things. Like Hacktoberfest is just a festival to celebrate and promote open source, right? But in these programs, we will be seeing how we can participate in good open source projects. How should we aim to get and improve in open source? Like this is the complete scenario we will be talking about. I'll be talking about some of my experiences with open source, how it started, what are the things I know, and how it is going right now. So let's start with the basic issue, like basic question, not an issue. What is open source? Okay, so there, if you look at Google, there will be like multiple complex definitions of open source, this and that. Like it was initiated by this person, blah 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 blah. But in the very basic definition that I know is like a software by the people, for the people, and of the people. So whatever uh, whatever thing is available on the internet which you can consume, which you can edit and change, is basically an open source thing. It can be a software, it can be a PDF file, it can be anything. There can be documents or anything, right? So you can use that software, and you can apply for modifications in that as well. Let me give you an example. Let's say I ordered a couple of days back, I ordered something from Flipkart and it didn't arrive on time. And after like 3-4 days, they canceled the order. So at that instance, I just what are the things that I can do in this position? I'm gonna like call them and tell them like this is an issue from your side. Your website is lagging. Your UI is not good. I can give 1-star rating on Play Store or App Store, but there is no direct interaction between me and the developer who developed the Flipkart website or something, right? So let's take another example. Let's say you are using YouTube and YouTube is down. You are unable to view any video at that instance, right? So in that position, if thousand lakhs of people are approaching them, then they will know that there's a problem in their side, right? But if it is happening in your case, you don't know how to like approach those team and that. So it's gonna be a long journey, right? And being from the tech side, there's a possibility that you know how to fix that issue, right? So let's take an example of Mozilla Firefox. Mozilla Firefox is an open source software. You can download that for free. You can see their source code, how things are working, and you can make changes in that. Python language is quite famous. It's like open source language. You can make changes, introduce changes in that language. So if you face any issues, you just go to the repository and create an issue so that the developers can see what exactly is happening. There is no privacy include in this kind of stuff. Every single piece of line is available there. You can see every, like, you can see how a complete language is built, how a complete software is built. So this is how this is what an open source software looks like. You can go to their repository, you can check how things are working, you can see like in what language they have written code, why they're doing this, and you can introduce your changes as well. Let's say in VLC media player, you think there might be an option to increase the speed of video to 3x, like 3x speed. So what you can do is you can propose this issue into their repository. If they like it, if people are really willing to, if it is solving an issue and people are willing to get 3x speed, they will create an issue, and you can solve that issue as well, if you know. So this is how open source things work, like open source software works, like. But to reach at that level, it's going to take a good amount of time. So we're gonna like, this is the basic introduction of open source, how it works. And let's see how things are managed over there. So let's say there's a project of let's take an example of Mozilla Firefox. It is one of the uh, very big milestone for open source. Like, we know what Mozilla Firefox is. In fact, Google Chrome and Mozilla Firefox are based on same engine, which is an open source engine. So even though Google Chrome's code is not public, but we know this kind of stuff already. So let's take an example of Mozilla Firefox. There are thousands of developers trying to make changes and improve Mozilla Firefox every single day, trying to resolve some issues, trying to change the color of the icon, trying to do something. Like, how these things are going to be managed, right? We need a system, we need a proper system to manage all these things, so that we don't mess up with the code base, right? Let's say there's a code base of let's say Flipkart's code base is open source, and I push a wrong message over there. So what's going to happen here is their complete website is going to crash. So to resolve these issues, merge issues, there's a system which is known as version control system. Like, version control systems are the systems which are which are basically used to maintain the complete open source scenario and contributions. Let's say there's a project of mine, me and my friends are simultaneously working on that project. We both edit same line and push the changes. So in this position, how the decision is going to be taken, like whose change is going to be merged, how things are going to be managed, everything depends on version control system. Now, this is a high level idea of version control system. Now let's talk about a real example of version control system to see to like visualize it more better. The basic example of version control system is your Google Docs, like Google Docs or Google Sheets or Google Slides, because multiple people can contribute into one file, right? Let's say I'm creating my team project report of my college, and I know I won't be able to complete it, right? So I just share that link with my friend, and suddenly my friend started to write in that same document. right? So like I just shared the link and boom, magic happened. Like we both are contributing to a single project, like single sheet or a single document or a single slide, whatever we call it. So it can there's no limit to that, right? Like 100 people and like 150 people can contribute to a single document, and all the things are managed by Google Docs, right? So Google Docs is a very basic example of a version control system. They're managing all the things and multiple people are able to contribute to that single document. Same things, we need the same thing for an open source software as well, because open source software is available at a single page, let's say a URL on internet, right? Multiple people are going to contribute to that. Since it's an open source software, no one needs money to contribute that. No one should be a part of that organization. uh, no one should be a verified developer or something like else like that, right? Like I'm working at Amazon, who are working in my team, those people can contribute to my project. But let's say if we take an example of an open source project, any open source thing, let's take again Mozilla Firefox. I don't have to join Mozilla organization or Firefox organization or whatever company they have. I just have to like I can be a normal guy and just use my GitHub account and just push some code over there. Like I don't have to be a verified person to do that. So there will be multiple people contributing to that project, and that's when we need a version control system. If you look at these points, it basically records the like how things are maintaining. Let's say, let me give you another example of how VCS are very important. Let's say me and my friend are working on my college project. I at 2 a.m. I completed the project. The website was functioning very nicely. My friend saw that there's a mistake in spelling in the website. At that point, what he does is he made some changes in the code and push it to the repository, since he has the access as well. And in this process he messed up something, and now our website is not working. So like finding the root cause and debugging the root cause is going to be a very long process, right? It can be like there are thousands of files and like lakhs of lines of code, so debugging that would be a very long issue. What we can do is we can use our version control system to get to a previous version which was working already. So like that is the main use of version control system. Whenever we mess up, we go back to the previous position and then check how we messed up. We compare some differences. There are multiple features in version control systems. So let's see, we have taken an example of Google Docs, Google Sheets and stuff like that, right? Let's see what version control do we use when we are coding. So Git is the most widely used VCS, version control system. It is being used by a lot of platforms like GitHub, Bitbucket, and GitLab, and there are a lot of, like, I don't even remember what are the platforms. And like Git is quite famous because it is quite stable. People are still contributing to that. It is GUI based line, so we can use our command line as well as a mouse or like or screen to see like a GUI based system, like how to merging a system. We can directly, instead of downloading the project, we can use the website to manage things. We're going to see them in a couple of minutes. So Git is basically a version control system, just like Google Docs or some other software. It is going to save your versions, how your project was looking 3 days back, how it was looking when you last made a change, and it is going to help you to create and collaborate on a single project. Now let's talk about GitHub. Like I think most of the people should be knowing about GitHub, or they already know, and a lot of you would be using GitHub as well. So like there's a misconception along like juniors. When I was when I was just joined when I just joined college, I used to think like Git and GitHub are both same things, but they are not the same things. Git is a version control system. GitHub is we can say GitHub is a website which uses this version control system to show us things in a very nice manner, in a beautified manner. So like Git is something that we use on terminal. Like terminal is not a very cool thing to look at. Like it might look a cool to newbies, but it's not actually. So when I was in my when I just joined my college, I used to open multiple tabs of terminal to make to feel like I am a coder and a hacker, something like that. But it's like it's terrible. So GitHub is a website, we can say, or a platform which uses Git, the version control system, and they both basically collaborate and completes an open source environment, creates an open source environment. So we can at GitHub we can save our code. I use it to save every single piece of my code. I change laptops quite frequently, and that's why I need to be stable. I need a stabilized place, right? I don't want my code to be deleted. Let's say when I was practicing for placements, I used to code on daily basis. So I coded my stuff and push it on GitHub. So it's like a storage for me, and it's the biggest hub for open source development, because there are a lot of projects you can see, like thousands of projects you can look, like just every single project available on GitHub is basically an open source projects, because you can contribute to that, you can look into the code base and you can work on those stuff, right? It is basically and these days GitHub is now being used as a resume as well. Like if you want to become a developer, like let's say Android developer, website developer, blockchain developer, machine learning engineer, so you should be showcasing your projects somewhere, and GitHub is the best place to do that. In fact, I remember when I was hunting for jobs, there were multiple instances when people looked at my GitHub profile and approached me for jobs. Like, we have an open position, we like your GitHub profile, and would you be like, would you like to give interview for this position? And it feels really nice if you have a good profile and you're getting offers like this, because I'm not from a very good college, so I just have to apply off campus opportunities and get something out of it. So GitHub helped me over there as well. So this is a place where magic happens, where things are like where things messes up as well, and we can see some collaboration over there. Now, before we talk about before we try before we jump into Hacktoberfest, obviously we're going to do that. Hacktoberfest is a cool thing to know. You should be doing that, if you're a beginner. Before jumping into Hacktoberfest, let's have a look at some of the famous open source opportunities, or open source programs, or open source internships, we can say. So the first point, Hacktoberfest, we're going to talk about in a couple of minutes, and let's talk about the second point, which is the Girls Trip Summer of Code. It is having a name girl, so it's not for girls only. Everyone can participate in that, everyone can mentor in that. So the process here is they have a lot of projects, for beginners as well. Let's say if you know only one language, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, or Python, or C++, so there will be going to be projects based on these languages only. It is not necessary that you should be a very good developer, you should know how to develop iOS applications and stuff. If you're a basic person who just started into technology, just learned a language, basics of a language, then you should be participating in Girls Script Summer of Code. I mentored in last year, and they were like, I saw like a very good participation from people not from India. There were some outsiders as well, like foreign people as well, and they were doing great. Now, after Girl Script Summer of Code, it basically starts in January, and it like application starts in January, and it happens during your summer vacation, college summer vacation. Whenever you cross your year, let's say second year, you just cross your second year, there's going to be a vacation of 2 months, I believe. At that instance, these summer season programs are going to be available for you. Let's talk about the next, which is Google season of docs. This is not related to coding, this is related to documentation. Because let's take an example of Android development. I am an Android developer, not a very big or good one, but I consider myself will be an Android developer. So let's say I want to learn a specific thing in Android development. Like Android developers have implemented that, and I wanted to learn that. So there are two ways. Firstly, I'll search on YouTube. Like if someone have made that video, how to do this, how to do that, or I'll be looking at the official documentation that the developer has provided. So there are two ways: watch videos and look at the and learn from the documentation, like learn from a book. Documentation is basically the ncrt, like people who created the software are going to write how to use it, and youtubers are like the people who explain those documentation quite nicely. You can choose any method, but the documentation work is considered under google season of docs. The stipend is quite high. I believe it's $1,500 for 1.5 months, and it is a really good opportunity. Like one junior of mine participated in that, and he gave me a very positive feedback. And the organizations which basically participate in this are like quite famous. You can go for wikimedia, vlc found, like there are a lot of organizations. Like moving to other programs, let me tell you how open source stuff works. Like I'm using a word organization, I'm using projects a lot, I'm using contribution a lot, but what is the meaning of these words, right? So let's say there are non-profit organizations who creates projects, and those projects became softwares, and or provide some help to other softwares, right? So let me give you an example of wikimedia foundation, or OC, or there are a lot. Like Google also have some open source libraries and open source stuff. So if you register as an organization, you should be having some projects under you on which people are going to work. Those projects are uh, basically open source projects, and those organizations, so basically an organization is a group of people who just started these projects, or who are basically uh, acting as a moderator for these projects, so that no one messes up with the code base, right? So there are a lot of organizations, Fossacia and Anita Borg and sisters, like a lot. I don't even remember. I can't take their names. There are like 150 organizations who participated in Google Summer of Code, and around 50 to 80 which participated in Google Season of Docs. So you can uh, choose any organization and contribute to their code base. So this is how things are in open source. There are organizations, they have projects, you choose the project whichever you like, you contribute to that. And if you are very good at contribution, you became the part of the organization. So this is how things work in open source world. You don't need any identity or any kind of stuff for this. Talking about the third, which is the open source hack, like this is organized by or a very big organization called Anita Borg. Like let me show you. Yeah, here's the link. You can apply for a mentor as well as a contributor as well. And if you're a female and you haven't heard of this organization Anita Borg, I would highly recommend you to learn this name, because these are the very big people in tech who are promoting women in tech. So if Anita Borg is a really, really, really great organization if you are planning some good stuff. Like if you're a female and you want to grow yourself in technology, so go to their organization, join their Slack channels, join their WhatsApp groups, join whatever they have. Try to learn from them. There are a lot of great women outside who are like doing amazing in technology. You can learn from them, you can participate with them, you can mentor a few of them who have just joined. So open source hack is a really good opportunity over there. Now the next one is Rails Girls Summer of Code, which is for women's only. I was a mentor for this in 2020, although my team didn't want, since we didn't had a very good idea. So this is a very good opportunity for girls. We have, like, you have to create a team, 2 or 3 people, I believe. I think three is the limit, and you choose a couple of mentors, and then you produce, like you create a project idea, we will be doing this and helping this helping community with this kind of project or with this idea. And then and after then there will be a review period, and then you will be granted some amount which you will be using to complete that idea. And let's talk about outreach. This is the most famous one. uh, this is the most famous one for uh, females, like it is specifically for females and other diversity side people, like who are not into technology at this point, right? So outreach is a very 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 good opportunity. It happens like twice a year, I believe, May to August and December to March. And the stipend, it is an internship, by the way, and the stipend is 6,000 USD for these 3 months. So this is a super duper cool opportunity. And let's talk about the next part, which is Fausacia Code Heat. This is quite an advanced open source program, because Fausacia is an organization, free open source something, I don't remember their full name. And Code Heat is their open source program that they introduce or that they use every year. And they have like a set of very they have a set of very good projects. And I think those projects are like really nice. Like they uses they basically have a lot of projects. Like when I was looking into their repository, I have made some contributions to Fausacia, by the way. So when I was looking into their projects and looked into them, they're like very deep projects, and those projects are advanced, as well as they're being used by people as well. So Fausacia is a very good organization to participate and contribute to. Now let's talk about Google Summer of Code, which in which I participated in 2019. I completed as a developer and then mentored in 2020, and I'm still taking sessions on that. So it's kind of a really cool thing. Now, Google Summer of Code, to be very honest, I joined Google Summer of Code because it was a thing. Like I'm from a tier 3 college, right? I'm not from a very big college. And my branch in engineering was electronics and communication. So I was not even a CSC, computer science guy. So I just wanted myself to be like I just wanted to improve myself, learn something, do something in the software industry, and like have something under my hands which can prove I am good in software development. I can be a good engineer. And Google Summer of Code was the thing which does not look for your college. They does not want your CGPA. They does not want your marks. Like they doesn't care about your stuff. If you are good at coding, if you are doing good contributions into the organization, then you're a perfect student for them. And it is basically hosted by Google, so it was a very big thing for me. So like have something from Google into my resume, that attracted me. And the main motivation, so money. So like Google Summer of Code is basically a 3-month program, and Google sponsors that. And the stipend was in India, the stipend was used to be 3,000 USD, around 2.1 lakhs. And now it has been changed to a shorter version. So now this program runs for 1.5 to 2 months, and the stipend has also reduced to 1,500 USD, which is still a great deal. So when I was in my second year, I believe, when I just entered in my second year, I was not good at coding, I was not good at stuff, I was just learning some kind of Android development. And Android development is the thing which I learned mm, because it is quite fascinating for me. Like I wrote some code and I saw that application live in front of me. Like I wrote some code and I was able to use the thing that I have built just right now. So I was learning Android development, and then I attended a seminar from a senior from a different college. She was a Google Summer of Code student, and that thing motivated me quite nicely. That's why I like to talk about it more, or like that's why I like to talk about it a lot. This is something Google Summer of Code is like quite close to my heart because this is where from everything started. I was just a normal kid. I was just a normal college guy with normal skills, very average, like under average student. I would consider myself to be, and I learned some Android development. I participated in Google Summer of Code, and fortunately, I got selected as well. I remember that the night when results came out, I went to my father and I just tell them that, hey, I got an internship kind of a thing, and they're paying me 2.1 lakhs. And it was around 1 a.m. in the night when I told my father, and my father looked at me like, hey, like wash your face and then go to sleep. That kind of a big thing for me, so they didn't believe until the stipend came under my hand. So I got selected in Google Summer Code in a very reputative organization, which is OC, Australian Open Source Software Innovation and Education. This is their full name, Australia based organization. I was the Indian contributor over there. They had an election related application. I started contributing to that. I worked there for 3 months, and at the end of the Google Summer of Code, I received the complete stipend, 3000 USD. A very big deal for me. I got a very good name attached to me, a GSOCer or a Google Summer of Code student, which is still with me, and I'm quite proud of that. And it added of it like boosted up my resume to a very good level. uh, so I am from a tier 3 college, but now I just became a tier 1 student, like a student one, tier 1 student. So there are a lot of opportunities. These are the very few names that I know. Like I know obviously a lot more than this. There are some winter programs as well, since winter is coming. There is Kharagpur Winter of Code and Winter of Code, Winter of Code, Winter of Code. A lot of colleges organize this kind of stuff, so you can participate in that as well. Basically, these are their college students are going to be mentor for the projects. You will be learning from the projects. You will be using your technology, using your knowledge to improve these projects, and those mentor will be helping you in that stuff. So that's how things work actually. And like open source and GitHub, like Google Summer of Code, these names, they add a lot of value to you. Let me give you an example. Let's say there are 100 people watching this, and they saw I am working at Amazon, and they saw that there's an opening at Amazon, and they send me their resume. Now I'll be looking at their achievements. I won't be looking at their CGPA or which college from they belong to. And as I see Google Summer of Code, as I see Rails Summer of Code or Outreach or Fosfacia Coded, I'll know like this guy or this girl is a very good developer or a very good person to refer. So I'll be referring that person to my company Amazon, and he or she will be getting into an interview process, and he or she might join Amazon as well. So these things add value to your resume. And and this is one of the biggest milestones I have till now. And I think you should be aiming for this as well. Not now, like there's a good amount of time to look for that. If you're a beginner, start from today, start from Hacktoberfest. Make some fake PRs. That's completely acceptable. No one's gonna blame you for that. Just learn. I remember my first PR is basically a pull request. Let's say there's a project, I want to make some change, I'll request something that I want to do this, and they will approve or not on the basis of their requirement. So I saw a project, and there in the description of that project there was a spelling mistake. So I submitted a pull request over there, and they approved my request because it's just a spelling mistake, a basic typo in the Hacktoberfest. And that was the moment when it everything started. Let me show you how should your GitHub or your open source profile look like. uh just give me a minute. github.com/mukul code. This is GitHub, about which we talked about, like the the website which uses version control system to manage your projects and contributions. So this is my profile over here, and if, as you can see, there are projects like recommendation engine, COVID-19 tracker. This is a very basic game that I built in my first year. It's a game in Python. These are hacker rank solutions, so I used code. This is a clone of Uber is, I think you know what Ola Uber are. So these are the this is the contribution chart. Like after joining Amazon, it reduced, since I'm mostly focused on my Amazon stuff, mostly occupied with that. And if you look at previous years, like 2020, I like contributed a lot. I used to push my code or whatever I code onto GitHub and see how I'm coding or how I'm improving. So I did like 1022 contributions in year 2020. So whenever a person sees this, like, okay, this guy is doing something, he or she might not know what exactly it is, because uh, yeah, because I might be doing some private contributions as well, but they know this guy is doing something, he's into coding and stuff, so he will be a good fit for a job or some kind of stuff like that. So the guy will be referring you, or this is basically going to y- be a portfolio for your coding and stuff. And that's how things are, like in this scenario. So improve your github stuff, like start from basics, improve your stuff, made some trash contributions, no issues, make some contribution for your t-shirts, no issues, just improve. Everyone do that. If you're not playing with stuff, you're not learning, do mistakes, that's completely fine. Learn Git and GitHub, how to learn. I have added some links in the slides, down I'll be sharing the slides so that you can use all these links and stuff. So this is like the basics of the open source opportunities, the complete theory, what GitHub is, what Git is, and other stuff as well. Like the basic thing I want to say here is, there are a ton of opportunities. You just have to step forward and see how you can improve. Take help from people. You can ping me anytime on LinkedIn, Instagram, on WhatsApp. I think I'm in your WhatsApp group as well, so tag me over there, ask any doubts. I would love to help you over there. And yeah, these are the basic stuff. Now let's take a small break. The DSC team has organized a very cool kahoot game. Let's play that game, and the winner will be, and the winner will be getting a super cool t-shirt from github.com, directly from GitHub. And these things are quite nice. I these kind of I used to do a lot of events and stuff for t-shirts and stickers. So you will be getting, the winner will be getting a t-shirt. And second thing, if you complete Hacktoberfest, obviously you will be getting a t-shirt. So Hacktoberfest have a benefit of, you, the price of completing Hacktoberfest is getting a t-shirt and some super cool stickers. After Kahoot, we will be seeing what Hacktoberfest is, and we will be wrapping up with a basic example of open source contribution. And I'll tell you how Hacktoberfest is going to help you over there. So let's move to the Kahoot game.
Thank you, Mukul. That was a really wonderful explanation. We got to learn so much. So yeah, guys, I just shared a form in the chat. Make sure you all fill it, because the winners will be able to, we'll be able to contact the winners of the quiz only if you fill that form. Else you won't be able to, receive your goodie. So please make sure you have filled the form. And now I'd like to invite Siddhi, so that we can start the quiz. Siddhi, please take over from here. Let's begin the
Hi.
quiz, guys.
Yes. Sharanya, is Kusum sharing the screen? Sharanya, you're not audible. You muted.
Yeah, she
Okay.
is sharing the screen. Just a minute.
Yes, sure.
Meanwhile, everyone, please open your browsers or whichever device you're on and go to kahoot.it. Yeah, so here it is.
Where is the quiz for us? So I
Rather,
think
the questions will be displayed on the screen, and you have to go on kahoot.it, and there you will be able to answer whatever is being displayed on the screen right now.
they'll have to join a game pen probably to submit the
Yeah,
answers.
the game pin is loading.
Sure. So we can see the game pen on our screens. I hope everyone is able to see this game pen. The game pen is 8336542. I'll write it in the chat as well. There is no link, Arpit. There is a code that we have given you. You can visit the website at kahoot.it, and therein you will get an option to write a game pen. Yes, we can see a lot of people joining us. We will wait for a few more minutes for everyone to join us. Since we can see there are so many people on the call with us, but only 26 have joined. If anyone is facing any issues, let us know in the comments. Great, 40 is good. We'll wait for a minute or two. Sharanya.
Yeah, let's wait a little more because we have like 69 people watching right now. Yeah, let's hurry up, join fast so we can start.
51. That's good. How can we join it? Anupama, you have to go to kahoot.it, and therein you will get an option to, after signing up, there should, you do not have to sign up actually, but since you have, you can put a game pin that is displayed on the screen, that is 8336542. Yes. Good to know, Arpit. We'll be starting shortly. So what you can do is, Anupama, you can refresh the page, and ASAP you go to kahoot.it, you will see an option to enter the game pin. So no need to sign up or anything. Maybe that's why it's getting confusing for you. Pragati, my name is displaying in the Kahoot screen. Is there anything else which I have to do? No, you do not have to do anything. We'll be starting the quiz shortly, and then exactly, you just have to enter the answers. Exactly. Anupama, as Sunny said, there is a chance you visited wrong website. Joined. Great, Aditi. Oh, great, Anupama. That's cool. I think we'll start in 1 minute more. Yes, 70. Good. We'll start in a minute. Yes. Let's go. Oh, we have more and new people joining us. At least I can see 83 people have joined us. So, as we mentioned in the chat, we are starting a quiz. The quiz is on basics of Git, open source, and HacktoberFest. So all you have to do is you have to go to kahoot.it, and therein you have to enter a game pin that is displayed on the screen. Great, more and more people joining us. I think 1, 2 left. We'll probably wait for them for some seconds more. I see the number increasing. That is good. Any issues from any person? 80. That's nice. Do you get extra points for? Okay, Akansha. So I think it's yes, as Kalindi College said, that you do get extra points for answering fast as well. Can you show how the screen look like after successful join? That won't be possible, Shubham, to be honest. But I think you would be getting a screen wherein a blank screen where how is this showing in your case? Because we have not started anything, so don't expect to see a question or anything. ASAP we start. Yes. Thank you. Great, Anupama. Then you are in it. You're in. Thank you for the help, everyone.
Siddhi, I guess we can start now, right?
All right, sure. Kusum,
Let's
let's
begin,
start.
everyone. All the best.
All the best. Yes. Let's start the quiz. It's okay, Amreen. Now that we're starting, maybe you can see if the questions are visible to you or if the answers are visible to you. Options, not answers. I apologize. Great, Amreen. Good to know. Sharanya, can you please confirm, has the quiz started? Because it's lagging from my side, I think.
It's begun.
All right. Yes, great. So the first question is, what is Git? Will the quiz started? Because I'm able to see my nickname only. That's all you need to see, Ananya. Now that we've started and we've got 30 seconds on the clock, the first option is a remote repository platform, a programming language, a nickname for GitHub, and a version control system. We've got all the answers. That's great. More coming in, guys. Let's do it fast. And for this, okay, so I'll just give you a quick review how it's going to go. You're going to see the questions over here and the answers in your own tab. So for questions, you will have to toggle in between two windows. Uh, the smart game, a version control system. Exactly. Charanya, is it lagging for you? Or I just wanted to confirm since.
No, it's not lagging. It's just taking its usual time.
Oh, all right. I'm sorry, right.
No problem. Okay, so Ghazal, Avantika, and Shikhar are the top three right now. Guys, up your game.
Exactly. Showing error. Rejoin us soon, Mohit. The second question is Git is the same as GitHub. First option is definitely no, not at all. Maybe, cannot tell. More answers, guys, fast. I think this one's a pretty easy one if you've listened to the webinar. There are 80 people and only 60 answers. Let's do more. Nice. Exactly. Bingo. Avantika at the top. Avantika overtakes Ghazal, if I'm not wrong. We're at second place. That's interesting. But since we have many more questions to come, you can also score your place if you know the answers or if you can guess right. No problem, Shubh. You still have got your time. Git automatically adds new files to the repositories and starts tracking them. Give a guess, but just answer because you do not want to lose the chance of probably upping your game just in case your guess is right. We've got a lot of answers. That's great. Nice. 74 answers and oh, this was a tough one. 38 says yes and 36 says false. Well, oh, I bet. So see, we have like you can have all the chance right now. Okay, so next question is the Git. In Git, a branch is nothing. It is a nonsense word. A small wooden stick you can use to type commands. A secret part of Git config. A separate version of the main repository. Nice. Guys, give your guesses. Just do anything. Do not lose the chance of entering probably the right answers. 42 bingo. I'm getting options before. So, guys, the questions are appearing on this screen, and you're going to get the options on your individual screens. Arpit Gora again. Easy one. Yes. Which vendor acquired GitHub for $7.5 billion in June 2018? Oracle, IBM, Microsoft, Google. Any guesses? Thank you, Mukul Kumar, for your assistance. This is. I'm also repeating the question in case you guys are not able to read the question on time. So maybe you can listen to me. 70 answers. That's nice. Oh, we have a tie between Microsoft and Google, but the correct answer is Microsoft. Arpit again. And but the second place we have, oh, it's WebHub. And the second place has changed as well. Don't lose hope, guys, because right now also we have a lot of new chances for you to up your game. So keep it up. What is GitHub? The easiest of all. The company that owns Git, an integrated development environment, a host for Git repositories, and all of the above. What do you guys think? I'll repeat the question. What is GitHub? Option A is the company that owns Git, an IDE, a host for Git repositories, and all of the above. So so GitHub is definitely not a company that is owned by Git, and from there you can cut out the all of the above question, all of the above option. We have a new winner this time, Mendax. What are the ways in which you can contribute to an open source project? Editing the document, changing code, making a user friendly design, all of the above. This is a really interesting debate and also confusion that everyone has. So be wise while choosing your options. So a lot of us already know and are aware that we can contribute in a different ways in an open source project. That's interesting. Thank you, team. So Mohit, I hope that answers your question and your query. Vaibhav again. We see a juggling between some people. What can be freely used, changed, improved, copied, and redistributed, but has some cost for media and support for further? Open source software, source code, proprietary software, machine code. Just put in your guesses. Let's do it. Open source software. Just how we were discussing about it. Guys, I want to tell you that we are halfway to the quiz. Like you can see, it's the 8th question. So you still have your chance to come in the first position and grab the swags. Ishan has upped his game and Shaurim as well. That's interesting. Open source can be used for commercial purposes. True or false? If you do not know, just do a simple guess because who knows, that might be correct. A lot of answers. That's exciting. Let's see what's the percentage of people. Oh, that's a nice 90. I mean, yeah, that's a nice 70-30 thing. True, yes, exactly. So your open source can be used for commercial purposes as well. Top 5 has changed as Aramya has joined us. Which of the following is not a downside of open source software? Not a downside of open source software. Repeating it. Lack of personalized support, restricted choices, no warranty, multiple choices. Put in your answers, guys. Any guesses would work because something is better than nothing, after all. Ah, multiple choices. So I think we had to take care of the not there. That is why we've got what a proportion of answers there. All people had different kind of things there. Harsh Moran has joined us in the top 5. That's interesting. What is HacktoberFest? So it is a hackathon for developers and designers. It is an awareness program to promote contributions in open source. It is a competitive coding competition, none of the above. What do you guys think? We were all talking about it, so we definitely need more answers to this one. 60 people? Not okay. 70 at least. Exactly. Bingo. Now I see many people coming towards one straightforward options. Aditi, there can be a internet issue, right? So probably you can check that from your side. We see the top 3 are still backed by Vaibhav, Vishan and Shauryam. No problem, guys. Don't worry. We have a lot of other activities too to participate in. What prerequisites do you need to be able to participate in Hacktoberfest? Nothing. Hacktober is beginner-friendly initiative. You need to have a resume. There is a selection process. You need to be in college studying in undergraduate. A, a bit tricky, but let's see how many answers do we get. Ananya, you won't be able to see the questions because questions are being displayed on this YouTube live, and I am also repeating the questions for all of you guys. Aditi, the thing goes a bit differently. Questions are being displayed on this YouTube live stream, and for the answers, you have to toggle in between your individual Kahoot tab. We come up to our 13th question, which is you can contribute on any platform to be eligible for Hacktoberfest. Exactly. Except 1 2 platforms, you can contribute on any. No, you can only contribute to GitHub and GitLab. Don't know. Any guys, let's go on with the guesses because guesses have worked fine for some people before. So do not stop the guessing game. Let's keep writing. Oh, so there are a lot of people who were unaware, and we'll definitely be talking about it shortly. So, Shauryam has upped his game, and he's the second person now. Shauryam, you can do it, and no worries, Shubh. Which repositories are eligible for Hacktoberfest? Only repositories labeled Hacktoberfest approved. DigitalOcean has given a list of repositories. DSA competitive coding related, all. No worries, Shubh. I think there are a lot other takeaways from this webinar. Exactly. I see a lot of people answering. That is good. Oh, so there was a juggle between all and the first option. But kudos to everyone who's guessing because I remember for half of my quizzes, I usually used to guess. Even though it never landed me somewhere, but it was fun and it was a fun activity. So, yes. Coming on to our Hacktoberfest is organized by Intel, GitHub, AppWrite, and DigitalOcean. Any guesses would work, guys, because guesses are better than nothing. Easy one, as Sharanya says. Oops. So, yes, I think a lot of people had the main HacktoberFest is organized by DigitalOcean, even though there are a lot of main partners. But since the question was about who organizes it, it's DigitalOcean. Okay. Everyone wants to be friends with WebHub. Nice. Hmm. Thank you, Sharanya, for the help there.
So I guess the quiz is over. Mm, we'll be releasing the results very soon, guys. So until then,
Till then, we can continue with the webinar about
yeah,
HacktoberFest,
Mukul is
about how
about to
you
join.
can contribute. Yes. Thank you, guys. See you soon.
Hey, Mukul.
Yeah. Hello everyone. I'm
Yeah,
back again.
so you can continue now.
Yeah, we'll be sharing my screen in a minute. It was good to see a good number of participants participating in that quiz, and bad to see some of them answered really bad. Okay, so since we had a quiz on Hacktoberfest, I believe some of you know about what exactly Hacktoberfest is. If you don't know, we are gonna start about it. Sharanya, am I completely audible? Please stop me whenever there's an issue from my side.
Yeah, you're
Am I
audible.
audible? Cool, cool, cool.
Yes, you're audible.
Great. So let us start contributing. Let's see how things are working. Like till now, we have seen very big words till now. I have used Google a lot. I have used open source a lot. Contribution, project, repository. These GitHub. You have heard a lot of names till now. But let's see how things look in real life. Let's see how things are working practically. So this is a hands-on guide. You have to create an account on github.com, install a git version control, and register for Hacktoberfest and fork the repository and blah 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 blah. I'll be guiding you right now how to perform all these actions. In case you need some help, I'm gonna share the slide with everyone so that you can go to these links and create your accounts and log into different places. For now, the first step is basically creating an account on github.com. Obviously, it's kind of a very simple task, similar to creating an account on Facebook, Instagram. I know you guys can do it. You folks can do it. Now, after install, you have to install Git VCS, Git version control on your system. It is dependent on your system. I'm using a Mac OS, so it's a different process. In Windows it's a different process, and in Linux it's a different process. You can click on this link and choose your system and install. I'll be sharing the PPT obviously. Now as you can see, this is my GitHub profile. I'm just going to my profile section. That's how GitHub looks like. I have used the dark mode. It looks a bit different in normal. And what we have to do is we have to if we want to participate in Hacktoberfest, we have to go to the website of Hacktoberfest, which is digitalocean dot oh sorry hacktoberfest.digitalocean.com. uh Let me not use these things. Let me just search Hacktoberfest on Google, and the first thing that appears is the official one. You have to register for Hacktoberfest so that they can track your things. You have to sign up using GitHub or GitLab, whatever you use, and authorize that with your uh, GitHub account. So it requires some stuff. Location is India. I'm doing this for the first time this year. I'm a participant, and I don't opt to receive this stuff. Click on next. Happy hacking. I have acknowledged. I have acknowledged. Start hacking. Sounds good to me. Mukul Kumar's profile. It's loading. Let me hide this. Okay. So participation goal is 1, 2, 3, 4. So in order to complete the task, you have to complete submit 4 pull requests on those projects which came under Hacktoberfest. I'll show how you can do that. So this is the basic page. Like it basically means you have been registered to Hacktoberfest. You just have to start contributing. Now the thing that I'm going to do is not recommended. Like I am going to choose a random project, trash project, submit a trash pull request, submit a trash piece of code over there. So this is not recommended, but since you're a beginner, or if you're a beginner, you should be doing that. You should be playing with stuff, messing around with stuff, dealing with different kind of things. And after the registration, you can go to GitHub and like you can search projects over here. There are, like if you go to the GitHub website, github.com, there are ton of projects available. uh let's say I want to see a COVID app. COVID, let's say I want to create a project for my college and I want some kind of inspirations how what should I be creating. So I'll look for COVID tracker on GitHub, and there will be a lot of trackers on GitHub. Let's say there's one. This is the documentation and it tracks something related to COVID. And let's not do that. I'm an Android developer, so let's go for COVID tracker application. So there's a guy who created this project called COVID tracker app. He haven't added any screenshots. I'm not trusting him. Let's look for another one. These are like another, this is another application, this is another application. This guy have added some screenshots looking good to me. So this is a project which is having these screenshots and stuff, right? But if we look at these displays, this is these are the tags under which this project lies. So we have to look for a project which is having a tag of Hacktoberfest accepted. Then we will be count that contribution will be counted in Hacktoberfest profile. So there's a fake account, not a fake account, a friend's account of mine, and she's having a project called Hello DAC. So this is the link to that project, and okay, okay, let me go to Hello DAC. And this project is completely empty. Like there's nothing. Let me go to her profile first. Now there are projects: Hello World, algorithms, recommendation engine and stuff. And let me open Hello World. So this project is having hello world program in different languages. So how do we write a program to print hello world on system in Java? This is how we do that. So there are a lot of files in that project. Let's go for an empty project, and she's having an empty project which is hello DSC. Or let's take an example of this project, Coding Club India. This is uh, let's take another one. This is a big, let's go for this hello DC. This is an empty project. So what we have to do is we have to click here on code. We can download it as as a zip, as well as we can use the URL to download it. Like this is the benefit of GitHub, right? We can use terminal as well as we can use the graphical user interface to download and do stuff. So everything can be done in 2 ways. Terminal ways are more professional, and you should be doing that. That's why I have copied the link of this project. Now I'm going to my desktop, opening terminal, and it may look like the text font size is quite small, so I'll be speaking along with as well. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna check in into my desktop, and I'll be running a command called git clone, and the URL that I copied. So it is going to, oh, sorry, my bad. Oh, sorry, I messed up over here. Okay, I'm gonna explain some concepts of Git before we move into that. So GitHub is basically a place to collaborate. Now, if I see the name over here is Monica0924 slash hello DSC. So it basically means hello DSC is a project of this person. This is not my project till now, right? So what I have to do is I have to create a copy into my GitHub account, right? My GitHub account is Mukul code, so I don't have its copy right now. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna click on this icon, which is called as fork. Forking means I have access to these accounts. This is my personal, this is an organization, and this is my college community. So Mukul code is my personal account in which I have forked the repo of a different person. So I have created a copy in my Git, in my version control system. Now this is my copy. What I'm going to do here is I am going to copy the link of my repository. If you can see, this is Mukul code slash hello DSC. If I go to my profile and go to my repositories, I'll be able to see this as this hello DSC as my project. Now this project is mine. I can upload and push stuff over here. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to copy the URL of this project and clone this project into my system, my PC, my computer, my laptop, whatever it I am using. Since this is a website, right, I can edit over here, I can do things over here, but that's not recommended, because you don't write code on a website. Usually you have a specific IDE, you have a specific text editor to write code. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to clone the project into my computer, my desktop. So I'm using my terminal. If you are on Windows, you have to install git bash. That git bash thing is mentioned in the slide over here. Like, you have to install git VCS, right? After installing VCS, you will be getting the same box as I'm able to see here. In that, you have to run this command git clone, and so it's cloning hello DSC, and a folder over here appeared. It basically means I have cloned the folder. Now what I can do here is I can see what are the files inside it, and like made other changes as well. Let's say I am making another folder inside it, and let's name it temporary folder, and I am creating a copy of this file. I'm not coding anything right now. Is copy, because I don't have any text editor in this system. And let me rename this file to new file. So what I have done till now is I just ran a single command called git clone, and at the end I added the URL of the my repository. After that, I opened the repository, I opened the directory, I opened the project, whatever you can call, created a temporary folder, and created a new file. In that new file, I have nothing written in that. It's just a copy of readme. So now I'm closing this file. So it basically means I'm done with my editing and coding stuff. Let's consider that. Now what I'm going to do here is I just have to add it to a staging area is something which version control uses. And to add like, it's basically your local system is here, you add it to staging area, you add it to your repository, and then send a pull request to the remote main repository. That's how the complete process is. Now I have made changes into my local system, I'm gonna add this stuff into my staging area, then I'll push it into my repository. So what I have to do is I have to use this command git add, and git add is basically a simple command to add everything to my staging area, whatever I want to. So if I use this command git add space dot, it basically means it is gonna add everything uh, to my repository. Currently it didn't work because I am inside desktop. I have to go inside my repository, so I'll be cd, like changing my directory to hello dsc, and I'll run the command git add, and done. It's done. So I have added the folder that I created into the staging area. At this point, I have to commit this permanently. Commits are basically checkpoints whenever which version control uses. Remember, I talked about, let's say, me and my friends are working on a project and we messed up something. Then we go back to the previous stage. That previous stage is a commit. So every single stage which a version control system remembers is basically called a commit. So I have to add a commit over here so that my version control reminds that how my previous state was and how my current state is. So I'm going to use the command git commit to add a commit, and I'm going to add a message. So git commit -m is the command to add message so that I remember that I made these changes. In this message, I'm gonna basically add a basic message, which is created a new folder with a file. So that's it. I have created a commit as well, and it created three files for me. DS store, I don't know how it got created. I think, yeah, let's leave that for now. Here are the two files that I created. uh, the first one is .ds store, and the second one is new file. Let's see. No issues. Now I can see my file over here. We won't be going into depth of .ds underscore store. It's kind of a long topic to do, but basically I have added my files into my commit. Now it's time to push into my repository and then submit a pull request to the main repository. Now, to push my changes, let's say I can see, if I open hello dsc, this there is a temporary folder. But if I go to my project, Mukul code / hello dsc, and refresh it here, there's single readme available. There's no folder here. So I have to like push this code into my GitHub account. To do this, there's a very simple command, which is git push. And yeah, after git push, you have to enter your email id and password. Since I have just added that, it didn't ask me to do that again. And let me refresh this here. Now, Mukul code / hello dsc is having a temporary folder, which is having a new file which I created, which is exactly the same of the readme. So we are having something over here, right? Now, since we have forked it from this branch, now we have completed, like, I'm going to tell you the flow that we have followed. There was a branch of my friend. I downloaded that branch into my GitHub. I downloaded that into my local system. I made some changes on my local system. I added to created a commit, added to my GitHub, like my website. So at this point, we can see on Mukul code / hello dsc, those changes are available here. Now, next step is to uh, submit a pull request to send to my friend, so that my friend will be able to see. Uh, that I have done some work, and he or she will be able to look at that. So if you see, the temporary folder is available here, and the branch, and there's a message that the branch is one commit ahead of Monica 0924 main. So my friend, like, this is my friend's branch, and I'm having a one commit extra because I have done some work into that project, right? I have created a file, I have created a commit. Like, this is the commit that we created a new folder with a file, right? So after creating this commit, what we have to do is we have to contribute to that project, and there's an option to contribute. Now I'm using GUI for contribution. If I click on this and open a pull request, at this point, at this point, everything looks good to me. There are going to be the things that you will be able to see. There's a difference that I created a temporary folder, I created a new file, and there's a file, binary file, which got created automatically as well. Now what we have to do is we have to create a pull request, and pull request with a message. So I'm sending my friend, hey Monica, I have created a, oh sorry, we don't write a long, like we don't write long messages over here, just a small message. Hey, I have added a new folder for demonstration. That's it. And just create a pull request. Now my friend will be getting an email that Mukul has done some work in her branch, and she will be able to merge and look into that. Let's see how it looks from the other side. I have my friend's account access as well. So if I look into this place, this is my friend's account here. This is hello DSC, and if I go to pull request, there's a pull request, created a new folder with a file that I created from my account, and this Mukul code is saying, hey, I have added a new folder to, like, for demonstration, and I'll be just merging this pull request. I know I am like going a bit fast in this. These things might be new to you, and it needs some like not practice, some kind of hands-on practice, hands-on work. Like, you have to look into stuff, you have to click somewhere, you have to run different commands, you have to learn stuff, and then you will be able to do things seamlessly. I am going fast because we are like already tied up with time, and we have crossed the time limit. So this is how things are going to look from a different account. So I created some stuff, sent to my friend's account, and now I'm logging into my friend's account and then merging that stuff into her uh, code. Now what I did is, now this is Monica0924 hello DSC. This folder has been added. Now listen me carefully. I'm gonna explain the complete process, the thing that we did just right now. There was a project of my friend. I created a copy of that after forking into my github.com, and then downloaded that project on my laptop. I made some changes in my laptop, committed those changes, and pushed those changes into my repository, my github.com. Then asked my friend if those changes looks good to her or not. Then I joined, like, now I have joined from her account and merge those changes into the project. That's how open source works. That's how things work. Like, no one can push code without permission. That's how things are working over there. And we just made our first pull request for the Hacktoberfest. This was not for the Hacktoberfest. uh, Now you have to do the same thing. You have to make pull request for Hacktoberfest. You have just try for look for projects which have tags like Hacktoberfest. Let me show you the project on which you can contribute, on which you can submit trash pull requests. Let me go here, my profile. Just go to github.com/mukul code. Under the repositories, there is Coding Club India, and if you look, this is having a tag of Hacktoberfest accepted. So if you send a pull request to this repository, your count will increase at Hacktoberfest website. As your count gets completed to 4, you will be getting an email at the end of month or after some time for your t-shirt and like the stickers and other swags whatever they provide. And yeah, that's the basic things about open source. That's everything you need to know about open source while starting. uh, I know there are things that you can improve. There are a lot of ways you can do the same process. There are a lot of ways you can learn stuff. But I believe, let me go to that place. Yeah, in these slides, I'm adding all these steps so that you can do stuff by yourself. And after creating pull request, uh after completing the HacktoberFest thing, you can go to Git cheat sheet. You can use this Git cheat sheet. This is a collection of all the commands that we use to Git. Like we use commands like we use command git branch not we use this command, right? Git commit hyphen m and a descriptive message. And we use this command as well, git add. So you can learn from here, you can see how things are going to be. And there's a short course for like from expert. This is a very 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 good course. It's gonna take your 1 week and you will be like mastering git and all these version control system kind of things. So your first step would be learn a language, learn a like start your career into coding, and then learn from this course, learn from github how things are there. Meanwhile you can contribute to hacktoberfest. It's just a swag kind of thing. It's gonna promote open source obviously. And yeah, you can like go into the right direction. So I think I can take up questions if we have, or like it's been a long time to be honest. And we can skip this part as well since a lot of people are in the group. I can like answer questions over there as well. Feel free to ask me questions in the WhatsApp group. I'll try to answer all those questions over there. And if you have questions right now, you can comment leave a comment on the video as well. I'll be looking into that and try to resolve them out. Now I would like to end this complete session, complete event with just a single sentence, which is may the source be with you. This is this is an it took basically an inspiration from the uh, I don't know what series or what trilogy or what movie section was that. I think that's kind of Dark Vader or Star Wars. Yeah, it's kind of a Star Wars thing. If you know Star Wars, you will be able to get that. And yeah, that was everything from my side. Yeah, thank you so much for joining. If you are like listening it live or hearing it live, that's great. If you're on YouTube, that's amazing as well. We will be sharing all these links. Feel free to have a talk with me on Instagram, LinkedIn, or whatever platform you're comfortable with me. I think, yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much, DSCs, for inviting me as well.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mukul. It was an amazing session. And so, guys, you can post your questions, whatever you want to ask to Mukul, on our Discord channel, or you can post it on the WhatsApp group that a lot of people joined. We will be forwarding all of those questions to Mukul, or we will be trying to solve them. We have a separate open source channel on our own Discord, so make sure you do join it. Just give me a minute. Yeah, so I guess we can wrap up, but before that, let's find out who won the quiz. So let's find out who it is. So are you ready, guys, to find out who it is? Okay, Vaibhav, congratulations, you're third. Ishan is second. Shaurim, wow, Shaurim, congrats, you won the quiz. And Please make sure, everyone, that whoever attended the quiz has filled the attendee form. Then only we'll be able to contact you regarding the swags. Siddhi, would you like to say something?
No, congratulations to the winners. Shaurya, you've done an amazing job. 13 out of 15, that's a really good number. And I just want to say, Arpit is saying that we take his question, but considering the time limitations we have, I think we can take the questions in the WhatsApp group or the Discord channel, right?
Yeah. Avantika, would you like to say something?
So congratulations to all the winners, and yeah, looking forward to more such collaborations with you all. And yeah, that's it from my side.
Mukul, any last words again?
Yeah. Firstly, congratulations, Sharam. That's 13 out of 15. That's cool. I think I I should have answered three or four wrong, obviously. So that's a really good number. Congratulations, you deserve that. The team will be sharing an email to you or whatever. Like they will be communicating you to with the codes. You what you have to do is you have to just go to githubshop.com and like GitHub shop, just search on Google, and you can order any t-shirt of any GitHub t-shirt from your side and use the coupon that DSC team would be providing you. So that's a cool thing. Like I think I missed it. I think I should have participated as well. So yeah, it was a good time with all of you. So let's kickstart open source. Let's try to improve your coding stuff and uh, break some big rocks, I would say. Yeah, that would be like the final words from my side.
So I'm very glad that more than 80 people attended the session live, and thank you so much for coming everyone. Thank you GDSC LNCT, GDSC Miranda House, and GDSC MRCET for joining us. And of course, thanks a lot Mukul for making this session so amazing, and everyone else who joined us. It was an amazing session because of you guys. And on the screen, you can see our socials. If you want to connect with us and get updated about future events, please do follow us on Instagram. I think the screen is loading. Yeah, here it is. So join us on any of these. It's you can join us on our Telegram channel, or you can join us on a Discord server. That's, I would say, the most reliable place. You can get everything in one place, or you can connect with us on LinkedIn, Twitter, or Instagram. And with that, I would like to end the session. Thank you everyone for coming, and see you all in our next session. Bye bye everyone.